Good evening, Nehemiahs. I am Chelsea Taranimo and I am your host for this event. Well, let's not take this any longer and let me introduce the candidates for this night's show. Pasok!
In the U female category, we have two contestants. First, we have the charismatic and talented Miss Samantha Aiden, 15 years old, in her stunning lilac dress. Now, we have the graceful and elegant Miss Deepika Rani, 15 years old, in her amazing red dress. Next up, in the U-male category, we also have two contestants. Walking down the runway is the tall and handsome Mr. Crewin Caleb Diaz, 14 years old, in his formal suit. Last is the sporty Mr. Chris Lawrence Bass, 15 years old, wearing his fancy tuxedo. Here are the candidates for this year's Mr. and Miss UNCA. Who are you voting for?
Now, we move on to the question and answer portion. May we call on the U female contestants, please. Good evening, and thank you, ladies. Now, Miss Deepika, please wear these headphones while Miss Samantha is taking her turn to answer. So, Miss Samantha, as an Nehemiah, what is one thing you can do to help her?
I believe poverty is the biggest problem of this nation. Educating people about poverty is one way to know. So for us students, what we must do is to study with diligence, make education to be our strong foundation in shaping up this nation. And as students, we should be accustomed to criticizing our society and its development. If our views can raise awareness and encourage people to believe, educating yourself with issues surrounding poverty, different approaches to address it, getting involved in local organizations and advocacy groups, using your voice, contact your representatives, and participate in advocacy campaigns. Help raise awareness about poverty and advocate for change. This is Samantha Aiden. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Samantha, for the wonderful answer. Now, it is Miss Deepika's turn to answer. Miss Deepika, what is one thing as an Nehemiah you can do to help the orphan?
As a Nehemiah, we should be a better classmate. This may seem pointless, but being a good classmate to each other gives us a sense of community. Classmates play a pivotal role in shaping a student's social attitude. When students are surrounded by supportive peers, the educational experience becomes more enriching and uplifting. We need a place where mutual respect among students and between students and teachers is present. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Deepika. That is such an amazing answer. Well, now ladies, you may now go backstage as it is time for the human contestants to answer. They look so stunning. Good evening, gentlemen. So like we did earlier, Mr. Chris, wear those headphones as Mr. Caleb will answer. Thank you. Mr. Diaz, what is one thing you can do to help our country as a Nehemiah?
I believe that we should prioritize our studies so that in the future you can achieve your life goals and contribute to the society in terms of paying taxes and not being unemployed, thus not adding to the suffering that our country is currently facing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. Such an inspiring answer. Now it is Mr. Chris' turn. Well, Mr. Chris, help our country. What is one thing you can do as a Nehemiah?
Get involved in community service and volunteer activities. This can range from tutoring, younger students to participate in environmental cleanup efforts.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. Your answer is too good. Thank you, female contestants. Well, all of the contestants' answers are very clever. They did so well. But I do want to give my answer to that question. As a Nehemiah, set yourself as an example to the younger generations to look up to. Be respectful. Show faith and love to each and everyone. We will now move on to the crowning ceremony. Who do you think is gonna win for Mr. and Miss UNCA 2024? Let us find out later. All been waiting for the crowning ceremony for the Mr. and Mrs. UNCA 2024. Who do you have your votes for? May we call on contestants of both you female and female categories, please. For the special awards, Best Informal Wear goes to Mr. Chris and Samantha Aiden. And now for the moment we've all been looking forward to. The Mr. and Miss UNCA Award goes to Mr. Caleb Diaz and Deepika Rani. I congratulate each contestant for their hard work. Again, they are Miss Samantha Aiden, Miss Deepika Rani, Mr. Caleb Diaz, and Ms. Liz Banks. And lastly, for your host for tonight, Ms. Chelsea Geronimo. Thank you for giving me a chance to host this year's Mr. and Mrs. UNCA, and I look forward to next